All right, this is the GE washing machine model number GTW465ASNWW. Once again, your GE washing machines are made in the US. Around 70 to 90% US made parts. Some are coming from overseas, but a majority of the parts are US made. So this machine carries a 1-year factory limited warranty. Covers all parts and labor for the first year. Main thing that most of these manufacturers won't cover in that first year is going to be things like power surge. So if you have a problem and lightning hits and you call in and say, I had a lightning strike, well, you're not going to be covered. That's why they're called limited warranties. All right, let's go on the inside. So this machine does have the agitator, and it is a dual action agitator. Meaning that while it'll turn one way when the tub turns, then it can reverse. So it's got a reversing action, which will keep your clothes rotating top to bottom. Really gets the ones that are on the top down to the bottom and just keeps them going so it cleans better. Of course, I'll throw you in some freebies with the Tide Pods, your drain hose. Stainless steel tub. Once again, most all your nicer washers now are going to have the stainless steel tubs because it's less abrasive on your clothing when they do those high spin speeds. Being that it's a 4.5 cubic foot, this is a large capacity. It may be a bit of a stretch to try to put a king size comforter in there now. I'm not sure that you'd want to do that. Maybe a little bit of strain on the motor that you don't want to cause. It does have a fabric softener dispenser here, so this is removable and cleanable if you need to pop it out. A little grease in there. Got your bleach dispenser here as well. That's about it on the inside. Well, of course, like with most of these stainless steel tubs, you do have these raised dimples, which gives you a little bit more surface area. So when you are in that spin cycle to sling the water out, it gives more surface area, more clothing against the edge, so you get more water out of the clothing. Up to the control panel. So you'll notice that this machine has knobs. I mean, it does have a couple of buttons up here, but mostly it's all knobs. A lot of people these days, that's what they want. They don't want all these electronic controls because they just assume that with the electronic controls you've got more to go wrong. Well, the fact of the matter is you're going to be hard pressed to find a machine these days that doesn't have electronic knobs. These are not your old school mechanical controls where you turn that thing and you feel some tension. It's still connected to a motherboard back behind here, so don't be fooled into thinking you are getting the old school style just because it has knobs. There are some out there that are old school style, but most are not. Has 14 wash cycles, and you can see all of these here. It's got, all your bulky items, towels, sheets, all your normal. These are for your whites, these are for your colors. You do have the deep clean, which is going to be really good if you have, just something that's really heavily soiled. It's programmed, these algorithms are programmed into the machine to make it turn the right way and the right amount of times, and it just cleans better that way. And you do have a speed wash setting too, so if you just have a couple of little, like an outfit, and you're in a bind, you can wash it pretty quickly. That being said, all your washing machines now, they're not like these old ones. They do take a long time to wash, and that's got to do with the government mandates on water usage. Is what it is, can't get around it. But the speed wash will get you through a lot more quickly than a regular normal wash on your colors or whites. So you've got 4 water levels here. You've got your low, medium, high, and max, and then you've also got precise fill. Now most all of these machines are going to wash pretty well these days if you do precise fill. They got a bad name early on in the days of high efficiency, but they do a lot better now. Mostly just leave it on precise fill, let it do what it's supposed to do. If you don't like the way the water's filling up in it, go ahead and put it on max or high, depending on how many clothes you have. You do have the deep fill up here also, which is kind of a neat feature. Pressing this once during the cycle will add 3 gallons, so if you get a pair of jeans or something, throw them in there, hit the deep fill. Or before you start your cycle, choose everything you want to do, hold this down for 3 seconds, and it will override this, and it will go ahead and fill that machine up as much as it's going to. Not going to fill the tub up like all the way, but that's the most water you'll get doing it that way. You do have 6 temperatures for your water: tap cold, cold, cool, colors, warm, and hot. You may ask what the difference is between tap cold and cold. Tap cold is what's coming out of your pipes. So if you're living in a really cold environment, your water may be too cold coming out of those pipes. You may want to use cold, which will add a little bit of warm water to your tap water to warm it up to where the machine needs it to be. You do have a lot of options here. You've got second rinse option. You got an extra spin option. You got a second rinse and extra spin. You just put these on whatever you want to do before you start your cycle. You do have this deep rinse and second rinse, the ones that you'll use if you're using fabric softener in that dispenser. And the reason you want to choose these is because it'll change the spin speed at the right time to sling that fabric softener out of that dispenser. You've also got a pre-soak, which is a really good feature. Not all your washers have that these days, especially in this price range, but this one does. So you got up to a 2-hour pre-soak on here. This washing machine does have what they call the auto balance suspension system, so it kind of it's basically back in the tub here. It's basically in here, and a lot of machines do this, but it's just gel and ball bearings inside here. So if your load is kind of off center and it's wobbling a little bit, it'll sling the ball bearings to the other side and kind of helps counterbalance everything. It works fairly well. You still need to go in and move your stuff around if it gets off balance, just the way it is. This is a 700 RPM machine, so 700 rounds per minute when it's doing its spin cycle. That's the max that this will do. That's not bad, it's pretty good. There's higher RPMs, but that's not terrible. Go into the dimensions and wrap this up. So this machine is 44 inches tall with the lid open 90 degrees like this. You're going to need 54 inches of height to fit it in there. It's 27 inches in depth and 27 inches in width. Over to the energy guide ratings, this is not considered an Energy Star model. It runs about $25 a year on energy cost if you're using an electric water heater, and around $15 a year if you're using a gas water heater. So that's the long and short of this machine. Check it out.